The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Wait till you hear what ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky said about Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Plus, the Jets' first training camp practice of 2024 just ended. Robert Saleh's about to speak. We'll update you on that. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season. We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, Jet fans. We're another day closer to the start of the Jet season, and we have wrapped up the first training camp practice of the 2024 season. Later this afternoon, Robbie Sabo of Jets X Factor, who was there covering the practice, he'll join us for the full recap. We have the tweets from the reporters. Sounds like Allen Lazard had a really good day today. Yes. Summer of Allen. We'll talk more about that in this show and, of course, with Robbie, who saw it in person later today. As you see on the screen, the Jake Asman merch store is open. Shout out to everyone who has purchased their merch, jakeasman.com. Check it out, jakeasman.com/shop. We're doing a giveaway. I'm going to send a bunch of hats to random listeners who follow me on Twitter at Jake Asman and who follow me on Instagram at Jake Asman. I will select some winners, get your info. You pick any hat in the merch store you want. I will send it to you. If you follow me on both, you have two chances to win. If you follow at Jake Asman Show and at Jake Asman Show on both Twitter and Instagram, that's right, the same name for both, you have 4 potential chances to win. So shout out to everyone who's involved in the giveaway. Hopefully you win. Good luck to everyone who's participating. Once again, at Jake Asman on Twitter and Instagram, at Jake Asman Show on Twitter and Instagram for your chance to win. So Dan Orlovsky of ESPN, longtime ESPN NFL analyst, also former quarterback. So his perspective on things is always unique. This was Orlovsky yesterday being asked when he was a guest on the Pat McAfee Show on the expectations for Aaron Rodgers this season.
Oh, I think Aaron is going to pick up very similar to what he was in 2020 and 21. Is that right? Yeah. So that MVP type of season, I don't know if it'll be that grand, but I do think that he's going to play at an awesome level. I was watching First Take today and Mad Dog, and I always laugh at myself when everyone goes, well, last time we saw Aaron Rodgers play wasn't that great. I think he threw like 26 touchdowns and 3,700 yards with like a broken thumb. So,
really?
The context of everything gets lost so often. And so I think it's well known the Jets will be awesome if they stay healthy. And that's the biggest, it's as big a dice roll and finger crossed situation as we've had in the NFL. But you're talking about a situation where you have to tell Aaron Rodgers, who, with one of the better dual backs in the league in Breece Hall and one of the best young wide receivers in the league, Garrett Wilson, hey, dude, I need you to score 17 points. If you can score 17 points, we are going to win or have the chance to win basically every game that we're in. That's it. You know how easy that is for Aaron? 17, because he doesn't give the ball away. So you're never going to be in negative situations or stressing your defense. You have the opportunity to then sit there and go, well, this is the perfect combination. A defense that suffocates you, a quarterback that doesn't give the football away, and that is deadly with above average talent with him. So I think that like the whole conversation around Aaron as a player, whatever you think about him off the field, I don't really care.
Well, he didn't get vaccinated. He didn't get vaccinated.
It's always the last time we saw him play, he's going to be okay, guys.
Yeah. Okay, guys is right. Aaron Rodgers in 2022. Reminder: 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 3,600 yards. Jets would take that right now. He'll be better than that, I believe, too. I'm with Orlovsky. I think Aaron's going to be closer to the MVP Aaron than, for his standards, pedestrian Aaron. But if he's pedestrian Aaron, that's better than a lot of quarterbacks in the league. That's by far and away the best season a Jet quarterback would have had since Ryan Fitzpatrick a decade ago. Think about that. So I like the breakdown there from Orlovsky, and I've been giving this stat a lot on the show because it's worth repeating. Aaron Rodgers in his career is 80-10 as a starter when the Green Bay defense allowed less than 20 points. For the last 2 years, the Jet defense has allowed 19 points per game. The Jet defense should be just as good, if not better, this year than they've been the last 2 years. The Jet offense, by accident, is going to be, at the bare minimum, league average, right? 22 points a game was league average. The Jets should be able to do that. They have Aaron Rodgers. They have Breece Hall. They got Garrett Wilson. They got Mike Williams. They got Tyler Conklin. Allen Lazard had a good day today. Maybe he's the guy we saw in 2022. But still, the point is, this team's not that far away from being in the playoffs and being a good team. The biggest thing is Orlovsky hit on, it's health. We understand that. But I think sometimes we make too much of the health of Aaron Rodgers. Yes, he's coming off a serious injury, but that doesn't mean he's going to suffer another serious injury this year. One doesn't necessarily have something to do with the other. You could say, well, he's a year older, he's 40. I get it, but can I also argue, well, he had a full year where he didn't take any hits to his body. Right? So I think it goes both ways. It's whatever narrative you want to try and insert into your conversation. Like if I was doing an anti-Rodgers segment, I could say he's 40, coming off an injury. He's more susceptible to getting hurt. Or I could say the other way, well, he's never had a track record of injuries. He works his ass off. His body's in great shape. He was already the oldest player to ever win an MVP at age 37 and 38. Why can't he be really good at age 40? Not that long ago, as Orlovsky brings up, he was the MVP of the league. And he doesn't need to be that level of player for this team to be really good. Yeah, this offense should flow through Breece Hall. He should be in the Offensive Player of the Year conversation. He's getting that kind of volume of touches. So, the expectations for Rodgers, based on who you talk to, they're all over the place. But I think one thing we should expect is he's going to be above average. And if he's above average with this defense, this kicker, this punter, why can't they go out there and go from 7-10 to 11 wins, 11-6? The schedule is not as difficult. There's some tough travel logistics to start the year. San Fran, short week, then in Nashville, short week. Then you got to go play Thursday night against New England. But those teams shouldn't scare you. Your toughest game's week 1. You get it over with. After that, the next toughest game for the Jets is either at home against Buffalo, Halloween at home against the Texans, and then later in the year they go to Buffalo. All right. We'll see where the Jets are then. We'll see where the Bills are then. Schedule in the first half sets up nicely for the Jets to acclimate Rodgers back into this offense, not ask him to do everything, build up confidence, because winning builds confidence for not just the quarterback. I think Aaron's got plenty of confidence. He's Aaron Rodgers. But the rest of the team that really hasn't won. Like since Salah's been here, there's been moments of the Jets winning, right? A win streak here or there, but that's it. This team's now expected to win. How do they handle that? It's different now. But I think everything that we have seen from Rodgers, even today, him playing as well as he reportedly did. And we'll hear from Robbie if you're tuning in live right now. We'll hear from Bob Sabo of JetsXFactor.com in the 4 p.m. Eastern hour today to recap his eyewitness observations of practice. But Aaron looked good today because he's Aaron Rodgers. The key is protecting him. But even if you protect him, there's no guarantee that he's going to stay healthy. You still need luck from the injury gods. But I think sometimes, while you have to talk about Rodgers being healthy as the caveat in anything with the Jets, sometimes I truly do think we make a little too much of that. This guy does not have a track record of being hurt. He's durable. Until last year, he hadn't missed a game since 2017. This guy in 2022, the reason why he had a quote-unquote pedestrian season for his standards, the reason why for that was because he was playing with a broken thumb on his throwing hand, a rib injury, and the receivers that the Packers had in 2022 were not the receivers that he has right now with the Jets. And even the receivers that Green Bay had this past year for Jordan Love, they got better. So it's a completely different situation. You can't just say, well, Jordan Love, look what he did. He got the Packers to the playoffs. Aaron went 8-9 his last year. He's not that good. There's context to that. The talent wasn't as good. The Packers got better. Jordan Love was healthy. Aaron wasn't fully healthy. Aaron's best receiver in 2022 right now on the Jets depth chart, in theory, is the 4th or 5th receiver in Lazard. That stuff's got to be taken, into account as well. But at the end of the day, I truly think if you keep Aaron healthy and he plays, say, 14 games, this team is more than good enough to win the AFC East, at the bare minimum, be a playoff team. Nobody has any patience for this team to not be good. We have seen enough nonsense. We have suffered enough, Jet fans. This team has all the makings of a playoff team at the bare minimum, and I think the expectation should be higher than that. And the expectations for Rodgers, once again, look, if he wins his 5th MVP, I'll never complain about that. The Jets have never had a guy win an MVP before. Sign me up for that. But if Aaron Rodgers is in the top 10 of quarterbacks this season, which I still think is realistic for him, this team is so good around him. I don't think people realize how nasty this defense is, man. And here's another stat that Orlovsky gave out, and it's one I brought up on this show as well. If you look at Aaron Rodgers' career, he has led an offense that has averaged less than 20 points 0 times since he's been a starter. Think about that. In Rodgers' career, he has never been a starting quarterback of an offense that didn't score at least 20 or more points. Jets defense for 2 straight years now with no help from the offense, always being on the field, never getting a chance to play with a lead, which is where Salah's defense is at its best because they can rush the quarterback with a fresh defensive line rotation that gets home, and a lockdown secondary that could force some turnovers. I promise you, Sauce Gardner's going to have more than 0 interceptions this season. Not that it matters. He's still been first-team All-Pro, but there's going to be more opportunities for this defense to make plays because teams are going to be trailing and have to throw to play catch-up. They're not going to be able to run out the clock on the Jets. But despite all that, this defense the last 2 years, on average, has allowed 19 points per game combined. Rodgers has never had a season where he's been a healthy starter in this league where his offense has not averaged at least 20. So do the math. You're going to win most games. You should be at least 10-7 if you were 7-10 last year with the obstacles I just outlined. So I agree with Orlovsky. The questions helped. We understand that, but it's not like we're talking about a guy who's always been hurt. We're not talking about Giancarlo Stanton here, to my fellow Yankee Jet fans, right? Where the guy's going to miss time no matter what. We're not talking about Tyron Smith, who is not playing a full season. Aaron plays, and he's willing to play hurt. He's proven that. He's done that a lot in his career. Guy played with half a leg against the Cowboys in 2014 in the playoffs, and they won that game. So I'm ready, man. Some of the B-roll that the reporters at practice today were able to post, that gets you excited. Tomorrow, fans are allowed at practice. So if you're a Jet fan, film everything because media is not allowed to film the 11-on-11s. But fans can. You guys can go viral on social media. You can make that happen. And that's what's so exciting, right? We'll start seeing that tomorrow. Andrew Fialco, by the way, will be going to Jet practice tomorrow. So if you're going, say hi to Andrew. You'll see him taking some notes because he's going to come on with us tomorrow afternoon to recap day 2 of Jet practice. So we're going to try and get people on the show in the afternoons a lot of the days this summer who are at practice, who could provide some eyewitness breakdowns on what happened. Get a feel for what's going down. We'll do that as much as we can. Comments, questions, super chats will cut the line. Reminder, you can win free merch if you simply follow me on Twitter and Instagram. At Jake Asman, at Jake Asman Show on each platform for both. And you have up to 4 chances to potentially win Right now, we're doing a free hat of your choice. We'll give out multiple hats to people. Up next, maybe we do free hoodies. How about that? How about that? Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Reminder, Patreon users get a 15% discount on everything. If you plan on buying merch, you basically get your Patreon membership for free because you'll save more than $5, and thus Patreon you get for free. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Big shout out to Melissa Summers, who signed up for the year and saved 15% by doing that. Michael Kugler and Brian Ramacho are 3 most recent Patreon subscribers. If you're on Patreon, heads up, you probably got the notification. A bonus Patreon-only show dropped this morning for you to enjoy, included in your membership for no additional cost. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in live right now. The Gusbuster hotline link is posted if you want in on the conversation. Today's Jake Asman Show is presented by my friends at Underdog Fantasy. Folks, football season's here. Start drafting your teams, your fantasy teams. Set your lineup, best ball with Underdog Fantasy. You could do that. And you have the Underdog Pick'em Subway Series tonight. Pick a Met, pick a Yankee that you think will go higher or lower with their stat projections on Underdog for your chance to win money. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend you play the Aaron Judge will walk option with Underdog. Want to know why? Because why would the Mets pitch to him when you have J.D. Davis batting cleanup behind him? Oh, my God. Promo code Asman. You'll get a 50% deposit match up to $250. Check that out. All right. Basically, Judge to walk, free money at Underdog. You're welcome. God, I'm disgusted. At least use promo code Asman if you're a Met fan and you're celebrating my misery. Brutal. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. J.D. Davis. J.D. Davis and Jumanji Jones batting leadoff. Oh, that was disgusting. So bad. So bad. All right, here we go. Let's see what you guys are thinking. I know Salah's speaking right now, so we're going to monitor that. Pat Rich wrote in, was Orlovsky wearing a Charles Gorman-inspired tank? I don't know if he was, Pat. That's a good observation by you. I do think I have to now text Dano, as McAfee would call him, and get his info so we could maybe send Orlovsky a Gorman tank. Now, that would be fun. Jetted Out writes in, all reporters jump right over what he said. Is this referencing Rodgers? What is this referencing? JK with a super chat. He's been an Asmaniac for 3 months. Quarterbacks had 3,373 passing yards and 11 touchdowns. Even if you think AR has 3,720 touchdowns, how could you not think they win at least 3 more games last year? Exactly. And now they have a legitimate backup where if, God forbid, Aaron does miss some time, you're not screwed. You're not screwed. So, look, I'm optimistic until I have a reason to not be. And no, Hassan Reddick not showing up to day 1 and day 2 here is not going to be a reason why I'm going to do doom and gloom. All right? If you might recall, Nick Bosa held out last year too. He eventually got paid. The Niners went to the Super Bowl. You might recall Chris Jones held out last year too. In fact, he missed week 1 last year. Who'd the 49ers play in the Super Bowl last year? Oh, they played the Chiefs. Oh, they won. Right. So it had no impact. Right. That's what I thought. So please don't let the media hysteria. Oh, Reddick, the Jets, same old Jets. Oh, it's business, man. CeeDee Lamb doesn't have a new deal. He's holding out. Brandon Ayuk doesn't have a deal. He's holding out. Tua's not practicing till he gets a deal. Jordan Love's not practicing till he gets a deal. It's business, man. It's business. And ultimately, the Jets will get something done. Quick programming note. Friday night, right after the Michael K. Show at 6:30, I'm hosting on ESPN New York once again. So Jet fans, call in. 6:30 to 10 p.m. Long show. All right. Got you covered for 3.5 hours on 98.7 ESPN New York. You can also listen on the free ESPN New York app. I got one guest booked so far. Former Giants offensive lineman Justin Pugh will be joining me Friday night working on some other names, including a Jet guest or two. We'll talk plenty of Jets on the show Friday. So Asmaniacs, call in, baby. If you're an Asmaniac, you cut the line. I'm putting you right to the front. 800-919-3776. All right. Comments, questions, super chats, anything Jet related that is on your mind, you want to talk about. Cindy writes in, AFC Championship game or bust. Look, I understand if that's your expectation. I get it. I think this team is capable of doing that. It's hard in the AFC. To me, my expectation is playoffs and win a playoff game. If they do that, while you would be incredibly disappointed that it came to an end, a team that hasn't made the playoffs since Barack Obama's first term in office, that would still be a big stepping stone. And then you would assume Rodgers is back next year for one last run at it, and you take your best shot. But, I think this team is good enough to be better than that. But we'll see. King Lowski writes in, Patreon show exclusive was classic. King, thanks for listening, man. John writes in, did anyone see how big Braylon Allen is next to our other backs? He makes number 0 look large. He's a big dude, man. Good to hear at least some of the reports I saw from the beat guys there covering practice that he did make some plays out of the backfield. That was good to see. Catching up on some Saleh quotes. Robert Saleh on Aaron Rodgers said he's an unbelievable teammate. His wealth of knowledge and his understanding of football makes him pretty much another coach on the football field. When he speaks, our guys listen. At the end of the day, the only opinions of Aaron Rodgers that truly matter are his coaches and teammates. And if you actually listen to what they say or how they act with their actions, such as voting him the Dennis Bird Award winner last year, you know that all this outside noise is exactly that. But people will still try and spin it that Aaron Rodgers is a bad guy. Ugh. More from Robert Saleh here. He addressed the Hassan Reddick holdout for the first time, saying, quote, not overly concerned, said Reddick is a veteran who has played on multiple teams and multiple systems, so not worried about lost time, creates reps for McDonald's and others. I did see Will McDonald had a bat down of a Rodgers pass today in the red zone. I like seeing that. Jarek Bernard Converse moved to cornerback this offseason. He was a safety last year. So when you talk about the corner room, Jet fans, according to Saleh, JBC is now in that room as a corner. Saleh said, Rodgers looked good at practice today. Quincy Williams is now speaking. So, what the Jets have done that's a little different this year, I have a theory as to why. They now have Saleh speaking after practice, whereas before, he would speak before practice. I think it's so a lot of what he maybe says can kind of get, I don't want to say buried, but maybe disguised with some of the comments that come from players too, because it's all at once. I don't know. At the end of the day, it's New York. You're going to be covered the way you're going to get covered. The Jets will never get the benefit of the doubt from anyone because they're the Jets. But Saleh, instead of speaking in the morning before practice, which is when I would normally go live and then react to what he said and then wait till practice to end to do a second show, it's a little different this summer. At least the first week, according to the Jets PR email I got. So we'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, Gusbuster Hotline's open. I'll start mixing in your calls here coming up. Super Chats, always the best way to reach the show. So Jetted Out follows up on his original Super Chat saying, talking about Orlovsky, anyone else playing with a broken thumb would get praises to the heavens. Orlovsky was on point with the A-Rod situation. Yeah, when people talk about Aaron's quote-unquote bad 2022, like the Chris Cantys of the world who can't ever use any context in his anti-Rodgers stuff because he would be exposed, as we know. They say he was so bad in 2022. It's like, okay, for his standards, he was not MVP Rodgers. I get it. He was still top 10 in touchdowns thrown, yards thrown, right? He also had worse receivers. And, well, Aaron himself will tell you he didn't play as well as he wanted to. He still had a broken thumb on his throwing hand. Like, that matters. He put through it. Any other quarterback, you're probably right. We'd be commending him for playing through the injury. Cromerica Industries. Now, this is someone we haven't heard from in a while. You could tell a lot of people are back, baby, after the summer off. We're now tuned into the show again, baby. Let's go. This one from Cromerica. Jets defense greater than the Packers defense in 21 and 22. Brees greater than Aaron Jones. Jets weapons greater than Green Bay's weapons. Greater than Green Bay's O-line. or equal to Green Bay's O-line in 21-22. Healthy AR, floor is 11 wins. MVP AR, floor is 14 wins. Wait till the Jets beat the 49ers by double digits. You said a lot. I think this Jets defense is clearly better than the Packers defense those years. I think weapons-wise, it's a draw, right? Rodgers still had Devontae during his MVP years. That alone matters. I think the Jets' weapons can be better. They got to prove it. But I'll say this. Healthy AR, the floor should be around 10 or 11 wins. I agree. Healthy and above average Aaron Rodgers. Like good Aaron Rodgers. 2022 Aaron Rodgers. MVP Rodgers, yeah, I mean, could they win 14 games? I mean, Aaron has won 13 games a lot in his career. I think it's probably 13. I can't picture a Jet team in my life winning 14, but I would love to see it. If they win week 1 by double digits, oh my God. Could you imagine, Jet fans, what that will be like? I can't. I hope to, but I can't. Man, I can't even imagine. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is a member of our 4% female demographic. Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Graves has the first word today. Hello, Jay Graves. You're on mute, Jay Graves.
Morning, everyone. Hey, Jake, how are you?
What's going on?
Not much. I didn't get to catch the Nick interview yesterday live. I watched it back, and I feel a little bit better. Not that I felt bad about Son Reddick, but knowing how he got moved around, like, now I kind of don't blame him for holding out. Like, not getting paid, shifting around, still doing his job. But, all that being said, do a sit-in, dude. At least come to the facility, be around your teammates, start negotiation. Like, why are we sitting out away? Just come. Come be with us.
Yeah, to me, I thought Nick's made some interesting points yesterday when he was on. But I think at the end of the day, we all agree this is going to get figured out, and I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal long term.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't blame him. You know, you're gonna shift it around. You're doing your job, kind of gonna shit the poop into the stick every now and then. But you know, so I don't blame him. But just come be with us. And then I love Dan Orlovsky. I loved him forever. I think he's one of the most unbiased, gives you his thoughts, like, and I like his insight about to play the quarterback position. So I trust what he says. And we Jets fans, we all know, like you said, Aaron Rodgers had a broken thumb, like everybody would, and that was Dak Prescott, that was Hurts, if that was Mahomes, they'd be, oh my God, he did what he did, he had a broken thumb, da da da. Well, now Aaron Rodgers didn't play that well. F you.
Yeah. I mean, it's so funny because it's like, oh, he didn't play that. And then you look at his numbers, it's like, what? Like, have you seen what Jet quarterbacks have done and they've still won 7 games? Like, come on.
Yeah, my neighbors always make fun of me because, you know, lifelong Jet fan, and I get super excited every, you know, training camp, as we all do. Like, oh, it's going to be our year. Like, if we do it right. And most of the time, I'm cautiously optimistic. So I'll say things like, you know, we got Aaron Rodgers last year. My neighbor, he's a 50-something-year-old Giant fan. No, he played ball, but he's one of those guys that he thinks all girls don't know football. I'm like, dude, like, just shut up. I know a little bit of what I'm talking about. If I don't know what I'm talking about, I won't say it. But he was like, oh, same thing, Aaron Rodgers, this, that. I'm like, dude, do you realize if Aaron Rodgers statistically even has his worst season, he'll be better than any Jets quarterback since, like, Joe Namath. Like, people who don't watch the Jets don't understand what horrible quarterback play we've had. I mean, I love Mark Sanchez when he came out the first 2 years for his back-to-back AFC championships, and then he just fell off a cliff. And then ever since Pennington had great, you know, he had an alarm, but he had potential, so he got hurt. Besides Pennington and Sanchez, I haven't seen crap in my lifetime.
Yeah, I mean, for most of my lifetime, I've only seen putrid quarterback play too, Jay Graves. Great call to start us off. I'm with you. I mean, selfishly, I hope Aaron breaks every Jet record. Right? Throw 32 touchdowns, throw for 4,009 yards, right? Like, respect to Namath. He was the first ever to throw for 4,000 yards in a season. He did it in a 14-game season. It's now 17 games. Like, come on, man. He'll give me 4,200 yards, 32 touchdowns, less than 10 picks. That's the single greatest season a Jet quarterback's ever had right there. That's Aaron Rodgers' average year, by the way. What I just gave you is his average year. I wasn't just making those stats up. I took his average year. That's how good this guy is. His average year is the best season a Jet quarterback's ever had. Put it in perspective. Well, he's older now. His play might slow. Okay. I'll take 2022 Aaron Rodgers if you tell me he plays that many games. I'll take 26 touchdowns. Because that probably tells me Brees had 15 rushing touchdowns. Because that's how I picture this offense operating in that scenario. Think about that. Pringo's watching on X. Follow me on X like Pringo did, and you have a chance to win a Jake Asman hat. By the way, I'm like the only person who never got my merch so far that ordered early for Patreon users. I finally got my first item that I personally ordered. That's right. I have to order my own stuff. They don't give me free anything. I finally got my coffee mug. Let me tell you, it's tremendous. This is the 20-ounce mug. It's massive. I also ordered the 15-ounce mug. That's on the way. Well, this is a big mug. All right. Double-sided with the logo. Excellent. Now I feel like a talk show host with my own mug. David writes in, Orlovsky's take is great. However, I know that he's a Jet fan. He's not a Jet fan. Love to hear it, but take it with a grain of salt. So he's not a Jet fan at all. Never played. He has no connection to the Jets. Never played for them. Never coached for them. He's not a Jet fan at all. If anything, he's a Lions fan because he's so close, or was close with Stafford when he was there, and then he's like a Stafford fan because he was Stafford's backup in Detroit. Orlovsky's not really a fan of teams. He's a fan of players. So it's different. Someone wants to know, is there Hennessy in there? Mr. McMoney, there is not. There's just water in there right now. I did have coffee in it earlier, and I can confirm, like Kyle Clifton, who called in yesterday with his mug, the coffee tastes that much better in a Jake Asman Show mug. Shop right now for it, folks. JakeAsman.com. Prodigal Son writes in, or Prodigal Son. Beat San Fran by double digits. Love the spirit, but a little humility here. Still, Purdy has never seen what this defense is. For the record, if you tuned in late, I'm not predicting the Jets are winning by double digits. We had someone who is. Look, the only thing I'm predicting for that game is that Brock Purdy's going to be running for his life.
Is Brock Purdy going to run for his life on the opener? Yeah! He's going to die. Let's go. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets.
Let's go. John writes in, I got a message saying that my order shipped. Number 29. The Bilal Powell order in the Jake Asman merch store, John. Love it. Tom A says, I can confirm Orlovsky wore Jet footy pajamas as a kid. Jet roots go deep. Yeah. I mean, he's not a Jet fan, right? Now, he played football at UConn. He's from Connecticut. Maybe he was a Jet or a Giant fan, but like he's not now. Tony says, I think people mistake Orlovsky being fair to the Jets as him being a fan. Yeah, I think it's exactly what it is, Tony. I think we're so used to people in the media not using facts and just bashing the Jets because they hate Rodgers for non-football reasons, or they want to pick on the Jets because it's easy to. They've been bad, and it's a huge market, and the fan base gets pissed every time someone says something stupid. We all react. I'm as guilty of this as anyone. So I think Orlovsky just being fair, being like, he's Aaron Rodgers. Look at this team. Like, I think it's where a lot of this is coming from. Coops, super chat. He cuts the line. We get back to your calls here in a moment. For some training camp breakdowns. Love the kick return breakdowns. With the players we have, our kick return team will kill it this year. Rodgers looks so cool going into training camp. He's ready, man. I'd show you that footage if I wouldn't get a copyright strike. I would have to test it out first. We do know that Rodgers is ready to roll with a Huga House hat on. If you want that same hat, code Asman at HugaHouse.com. Shameless plug. Boom. More calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we go to V8 the Great. What's up, V8?
My guy, Jake, it's been a while. How you been, man?
V8, how are you?
I'm good, man. Great, kicking off training camp. Let's get everything rolling.
Yes,
But
sir.
the rollback on the Dan Orlovsky thing, he's just fair to be honest. He's like the quarterback, equalizer. He gets on the shows and just basically, if you're saying something irrational about a team, he'll break down the offensive line, if it's good or not, the defense. Like you said, he's fair, unlike some of these other, analyzers, quote unquote. But yeah, to rebuke what you said, 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, a Brees Hall 15 touchdowns. The only thing is, how many touchdowns do you think the backup running backs will have if Brees goes for 15?
Yeah, well, let's say maybe Brees gets like 11 or 12, and then the others are scored by back. I think like my point with that was simply like if he's only going to throw 26 touchdowns, like there's a scenario where, yeah, like there's a scenario where he's still really good, but the offense is flowing through Brees, who might be the most dynamic weapon on this team.
Yeah. So I mean, let's share the sugar. You feel me? So, I can't wait, Jake. Man. I don't know how much we beat the Niners by, but I say it'd be like by probably about 4 a touch. I've been arguing with my cousin and a couple of my Niner friends back and forth. They think they're going to blow us out. I just can't see it because that right side of the Niners O-line is horrendous. I go back to the Super Bowl when Chris Jones blew through it. But so the Hassan Reddick thing, what do you think we need to do about that? You think we just need to load him off on incentives? Because from what I'm getting from it, he wants to stay here for like an additional 3 years. Or do you think it's just a rent year?
Yeah, I think he would like a multi-year extension. I think the Jets don't want to do that. So I think what it comes down to is what performance incentives can they put in his current deal to get him into camp? Because I don't think he's going to sit out all summer and take a $50K fine a day. He never gets that money back. Those fines aren't forgiven now in the new CBA. So at some point they work something out. I think they're negotiating through the media right now. You're seeing this in Dallas. You're seeing this in San Fran. You're seeing this in Miami. You're seeing this in Green Bay. Like, this is business, and it'd be nice if the Jets had this figured out so there's no, quote-unquote, same old Jets negative storyline floating out there. But this is, to me, at the end of the day, not a big deal on July 24th. It will be a big deal if we get to, like, mid-August, I guess, and he's not signed, but I don't see that happening.
But you want to know the crazy thing is everyone still wants to talk about Aaron Rodgers. They don't want to talk about Jordan Love sitting out or doing his holding. They don't want to talk about CeeDee Lamb holding out. Just Rodgers. He's crazy.
Yep.
Ayahuasca. But hey, Jake, it was great talking to you. I'm a tune back in tomorrow. If you have another show today, right? You're doing 2.
Yes. Check back in the 4 o'clock Eastern hour today. We'll be joined by Robbie Sabo, who's at practice today for some training camp observations.
Okay, yeah, let's get it. We're getting closer and closer to week 1. Jake, can't wait.
V8, me too, man. Me too. Great call. Pittsburgh Mike writes in, good to have Mike back with us. He was on vacation. He was doing a lot of things. He's back in the mix. No Jets quarterback since Namath has ever thrown for 5 touchdowns in a game. If that happens this season with Rodgers, I truly won't know how to react. It's like Ricky Bobby, not sure what to do with my hands. Well, okay, so no Jet quarterback has ever thrown for 5 touchdowns in a game besides Namath, but Favre threw 6 in the game. I was there against the Cardinals in 2008. I think I was there. I was definitely at a game in 2008. I think it was that one. It might have been a different one. Either way, Favre threw 6 against Arizona. They were wearing the Titans jerseys that day. I think Revis had a pick 6 touchdown in that game. Obviously, a pick 6 is a touchdown, Jake, you moron. But he had a pick 6 in that game. Someone correct me on that. Someone look that up. Didn't Favre throw 6 in a game? That's why I laugh, by the way. Oh, the Favre thing, it didn't work for the Jets. They're trying it again with Rodgers. Like, it's a completely different situation. As we covered last year. They were 8-3 with Favre. And then he played with the bicep injury. He wasn't the same guy. He stunk. But yeah, anyway. JT wasn't at the game. Bolden almost at it. Anquan Bolden took a massive hit in that game. Yep. Mr. McMoney, Fitz threw 5 interceptions. Didn't he throw 6 against Kansas City in 2016? That's what I remember. But I don't know. Greg says our running game's going to go off. This team should be built to run the ball and use play action. That's how this should be done. JT says last time Purdy faced a good defense was Christmas against Baltimore. That's not true. The Chiefs have a really good defense. Their defense was better than their offense last year. How about that? So we'll see. Greg thinks he really got a good nickname here. Red Dork is losing money every day. You got him, Greg. I don't know how Hassan Rayk's going to recover from that insult. Crypto Mike says, just purchased a nice hoodie. Thank you, J.A. Let's go, Mike. Mike's a Patreon subscriber, so he used his discount code, and according to my findings, he saved almost $7. Patreon's only $5 a month. So, Mike, your Patreon membership this month is basically free because you just saved money with that hoodie. So if you plan to buy any merch, just sign up for the Patreon. You will not regret it. I promise you. Someone look up the Favre 6 touchdown thing. Card Cave says, yep, 6 and like 190 yards. I think I was there as well. Someone get me this. Someone get me the box score of Favre in that game. I think the Jets scored like 60 that game. It was nuts. Week 4, 2008. I think we confirmed it. Man, I'm good. Ladies and gentlemen, comments, questions, super chats, more of your calls. Reminder, we have 2 events coming up. First one is on August 7th in East Hanover, New Jersey. It is a training camp meetup. Wednesday, the Jets have a practice in the morning that's open for fans. That night, Richie from Jets Media and myself are hanging out at Don Jose Mexican Restaurant. We're going to have the opportunity to mingle with Jet fans. It's BYOB, so bring your beers, bring your cocktails. We're going to bring some beers, too, for everyone. Enjoy great Mexican food. This place is a frequent destination for Rex Ryan and Nick Mangold. Food's awesome. Jose, the owner of the place, his family, they're listeners of the show. We got 50 spots available. We have, I think, reserved already 28 spots. So if you want to go, RSVP with the link in the description. We'll see you in East Hanover on August 7th. And then the event of all events, our first ever watch party at T Squared Social, Midtown Manhattan, right next to Bryant Park, right next to Grand Central. Easy to get to if you're coming from Long Island, Westchester, Connecticut, Jersey, or live in the city. We will see you there. We'll have giveaways, drink specials, food specials. The Jet game will be on all the TVs with the sound on. Don't worry. 6:30, the party starts. Game's at 7. V-Man doing the halftime show. You guys know the drill. Can't wait, as Bart Scott would say. Comments, questions, super chats. Here's the box score from Favre, 24 of 34, 289 yards, 6 touchdowns. Yeah, so if Rodgers has a game like that, could you imagine? I knew when I saw the comment, Namath is the only one who's thrown 5. I'm like, I'm pretty sure Favre threw 6. And he did. That Jet team was so good, man. It's a shame Favre got hurt. When they beat the Titans, who were 10-0 that year in Tennessee, the New York Super Bowl was realistic that year. Then Favre got hurt, and Plaxico shot himself in the thigh. And that ended essentially the seasons for both the New York teams. Crazy. Crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, more calls right now. A man on the line always brings it with energy, with passion, and with hilarity. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Dre.
He's gonna die.
Hello, Dre.
Hey, how's my audio? I know I'm on the Bluetooth things that you hate, but I'm trying to use the other one because I think the other one's actually damaged. I'm gonna buy new ones.
You sound a little underwater, but it's passable.
Okay, we'll deal with that for right now. I gotta get a whole new set. The new Galaxy Buds dropped. I'll be getting those. But I actually have something I'm bringing from the Discord, and I need to bring it to Gary.
Uh-oh.
So Gary's indignant about when we're not. He's taking it's either like the employee side, so it's Reddick versus the organization. And I'm trying to explain to him it's not. It's really more of it's right and wrong. You know what I mean? When you sign a contract You're agreeing. It's like, look, I'm putting my name on this. I'm giving my word that I will provide these services for this wage and for this rate. Now, you outperform the contract. It happens sometimes because the contract on the flip side, you get cut if you don't perform up to what you're paying. Like if you're pulling an Analyst or whatever. But there's mitigating circumstances with that too. It's like that's why I try. That's why I haven't jumped on the Alan Lazard's absolute trash train because you know what you can only do so much when you have the worst quarterback play in football history. You're only going to be so good. That's why wide receivers, I never really agree with wide receivers getting paid because that's a whole position that is completely dependent on a whole nother position. It's like if you have a crap quarterback, it doesn't matter who your wideout is, and on top of you could also be the mitigating factor. You go up against like an all world quarterback. Then it doesn't matter who your quarterback. Then if you're at Rodgers, yeah, then maybe it doesn't really matter so much. But even still, if you're going, I Grievous in his prime versus Aaron Rodgers in his prime, that would be a battle I wish that I would love to see. Like if we could put that together on Madden or some simulation like that, I would watch that all day because that would be amazing.
Yeah,
But the thing is,
with Lazard, you hope that the fact that Rodgers is back, Lazard knows he's playing for a contract because I find it hard to believe he's going to have such a good year. The Jets are going to keep him. Like they'll probably make him a cap casualty this upcoming season. So he's playing for a contract somewhere. He should be motivated after how bad it was last year for him. So you hope that Rodgers could revitalize him and make him a competent wide receiver 3 or 4, which is what his role is supposed to be on this team now.
yeah, and someone will pick him up somewhere because there's going to be a bunch of teams with decent quarterbacks with not enough weapons. And it's like, oh, we got to add weapons, And maybe he doesn't have to go that far. The Giants are right down the block as soon as they get themselves a real quarterback. So he doesn't even have to move, you know? But real talk, like the whole thing, the point I was trying to get across to Gary was that he signed his name to a piece of paper. That means that I agree to these terms. And so I get it. You know what? When you want to renegotiate, there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. And then you know what? You only have certain things that you can do. So holding out, it's something that's done all across the league, so it's commonplace. It's common practice. And most times it works out, but sometimes it doesn't, and there's going to be backlash either way. It's not, I mean, when Revis held out, I felt some type of way. I understood because Revis was like the best cornerback I'd ever seen since prime time. Because I had never seen a cornerback like that. Like to me, Deion Sanders and the other cornerback, he used to be on Washington, and what his claim to fame was that he ran down who is it? God, it was a Rams running back, a very famous Rams running back, and he was gone. Like he had broke through the line. He was running down the sideline. He was gonna score a touchdown. And like the running back at the time was like he was top 5. And the cornerback from the Washington Redskins back then, he ran him down, and they were like, "Oh my God!" Like, because this running back was so fast, so good, so agile, and he was running on the sideline, and you see this cornerback streaking in, and I wish that I could remember his name. Somebody in the chat is gonna know his name, and is gonna post it. I'm sure it is. But he was like one of the best at that time. But that was it. There was like 2 cornerbacks in the entire league. Everybody else was just average. There was no shutdown corner at that time.
Dre, I don't know. You're rambling, man. I don't know what you're talking about right now.
I'm so sorry. That happens sometimes. It's my age.
You're good, man. But, I understand what you're saying. As far as Reddick goes, I think he is underpaid. He should be paid more. There should be some sort of sensible solution to get him more money, which I think will ultimately happen. He's underpaid. There are not 19 edge rushers better than Hassan Reddick. So work something out. He needs to play to get paid by someone. There's a Band-Aid contract they can figure out this year. And as far as Lazard, he is playing for a contract next year. Because I doubt the Jets will keep him at his number unless he has a monstrous season, but that seems unlikely. So he should be motivated. He should be motivated too, because if he wants to play, every football player wants to play. His playing time's not guaranteed. They're going to give him the first opportunity at it. He had a good day today based on the reports. We'll hear more from Sabo later on what specifically happened. But that's the bottom line. Bilal says, summary of Dre's call. That cornerback from the Redskins a few decades ago was fast. Give Dre a break. He's out of his element. He's not in the office. He sounds like he's underwater. That tech snafu, that hit Dre's company hard. Asman says, we're back, baby. Can't wait for August 17th. See you there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, baby. T-Squared Social. Jeremy says, Jake, are we having an Asmaniac Fantasy Football League? And can I have the first pick so Gary can't draft Brock Bowers? Jeremy, there is an Asmaniac League. I got 3 spots left. Join the Patreon, get in the Discord, and message me if you want in. It's a high-stakes league. All right? It's for hardcore fantasy players. I got just 3 spots left. Just 3. Darryl Green is who Dre was talking about. There you go. Let's see. Bilal says, I'm not getting caught up in training camp drama or Reddick drama or Lazard hype. I don't think it's hype with Lazard. It's like, all right, he's competent. Good. Crypto Mike wants to know how much is admission. The entry fee for the hardcore fantasy league is $350. So you got to be really into fantasy. The draft is September 3rd at 9 p.m. Eastern. Standard league, standard scoring. Half-point PPR, 12-team league, whatever the normal roster settings are for how many running backs, receivers, flex, etc. That's standard league. Adam says, I'm going to training camp tomorrow. I'll get some videos and share them. Get some good 11-on-11 stuff, Adam. That'd be wonderful. David says, what's the hazing if you come in last place? We haven't figured that out yet. Mike says, surprise cut this year and player to unexpectedly make the team. Surprise cut Herb Charles if they think they have other guys who could fill that role. Player to unexpectedly make the team. I'll give you a name. He apparently had a good first day. Eric Watts, the defensive lineman. Just a name to maybe keep your eyes and ears on, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is a guy who has beef with Dre, and Dre has beef with him. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Gary time.
Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in every time, Jake.
What's wrong, Gary?
The Reddick thing makes no sense to me. Like I don't even understand the argument that Dre is presenting. So because he signed the contract, that means he can't exercise his leverage. Like the Jets signed Lazard to a 4-year deal. Do you think he's going to be a Jet for 4 years? There's no way, right?
No.
They're going to cut him. That's their leverage. They can cut him. If he's not playing up to his contract, they can cut him.
Well, his money is only guaranteed for 2 years.
3 years. And the second that those 2 years are up, they're going to cut him. And they're not going to pay what they agreed to pay him over 4 years. Because it's crazy to me, but NFL contracts aren't guaranteed. It's insane to me, but that's how it works. So the only leverage that Reddick or any player has, if they think they're outperforming their contract, is to hold out. We all agree. I don't think there's been one person that called in and said that Reddick isn't outperforming his contract or doesn't deserve more money based on his position. So this is the only option he has. There are 0 other options. He can be cut tomorrow and the Jets cannot pay him anything, or he can hold out and do this if he thinks he's worth more. So it's okay for the Jets to not honor the contract, but it's not okay for the player to hold out. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like, I don't even understand. This is the only option he has. It's not my idea. This is what the CBA says. So this is the only game he can play.
Right. And ultimately, I don't think he's going to miss time because he'll continue to get fined. At some point, he's going to say enough is enough. I need to figure something out. This is his way to express frustration and hope the Jets will try and work something out to keep him happy and get him back into camp. Like, that's how this works.
Yeah, I mean, the $50,000 a day thing is steep, man. It's
a lot of money.
Yeah. I think it was 5 days a week. That's $250,000 a week.
Also, I
$1 million a month.
I think the amount I saw was $150,000 for missing minicamp was the fine. So add that into the money he's already lost.
So this is not that. Again, that's a part of the CBA. It is what that's not beneficial to the players. I mean, that's so beneficial to the team. Like I agree. He's gonna have to figure something out, right? And like, I don't understand. Look, if a player thinks he's worth more money, go get your money. I'll never begrudge someone for trying to get paid when they're going to leave the sport less than they came into it. I mean, it's just going to take something out of you. So he needs to get paid now. I'm never going to begrudge a player for trying to get his money when he's got 10 years tops, maybe 12 to earn all the money for the rest of his life. Like, that's it. And then he's going to leave. He's going to be injured. He's going to be damaged. He's never going to be the same person when he walks away from the sport. So, you know what I'm saying? This is it. You can't begrudge someone for trying to make money. And if you think he's underpaid, which everyone agrees, what would you like him to do? I don't understand.
Look, fans typically in the history of sports very rarely side with players. That's how it goes. People would rather side with the billionaire owners than the millionaire players. That's just kind of how it goes. I look at it like this. There's common ground where you can get Reddick in. He helps you win a lot of games, and that's all I care about as a fan.
I agree, and he'll get the money. They'll agree to something. Like, he's not going to sit out the season. I can't see him sitting out more than a week or two. Honestly, with the fines the way it is, like, you're giving up. You already gave $150,000.
Yeah.
Now he's giving up $250,000 a week, $50,000 a day. It's a lot of money. Like, he's gonna have to agree to something.
ISU wants to know, Gary, is that the same shirt as yesterday?
I don't know. I don't know. I just woke up an hour ago. It could be. I don't think so.
Did you have a good night of sleep?
Not really. It's been my son's special needs, and he was up from like 10:30 at night till about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and then he slept from like 5 to 11. It's been a day. It's been a day.
Yeah. Well, don't worry.
Yeah.
The day for you is just getting underway, and it's only up from here.
Yeah.
Now, Pittsburgh Mike wrote in, Gary, not a big fan of picture frames. Is this true? Is that why none of your pictures have frames?
Well, it's like a thing. You guys don't like it? They're not framed. They're like, what are they?
They're like wood?
No, they're like metal.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's my wife. I don't decorate.
Interesting. We met your wife a couple of times on this show.
Don't I see? I knew.
What? I didn't do anything.
That's yeah. I knew it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Me either, Jake.
Yeah. Gary, thank you for the time.
Have a good one.
You too.
Oh, is that Gary's wife? Hi, Gary's wife. Oh, there she is. Very good looking.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Jeremy writes in, there are three things in life: death, taxes, and Gary wearing a burnt orange t-shirt. A limited edition Jake Asman logo t-shirt in burnt orange. Might have to drop in the merch store one of these days to honor Gary. Pay homage to Gary. Speaking of homage, you want this shirt I'm wearing? It's an homage shirt. Jet fans, use my link in the description. They got an awesome catalog of Jet clothing. Use my link so this channel gets credit for sending you there. Get yourself some swag for the 2024 season. Let me see. Big Islander fan wrote in, Namath had those stats when receivers got bumped all the way down the field and the hash marks were not as close. Plus, it was accepted to do the Jack Tatum on your head. Yeah, I mean, if Namath played in today's era of football with today's rules, also modern medicine, so his knees would have been as effed as they were for his entire career. It's a different world, man. Think about that. Namath had one of the all-time great arms. He was one of the great athletes in the league, and then he had a significant knee injury in college. He was never the same athlete. Nowadays, it'd be like Breece Hall. He'd have the ACL surgery. He'd be fine. Carly says, who has received their merch so far? Could we get a review? I have received my mug and koozie so far. So far, so good. The water in my cup tastes as good as any water I've ever had. Tremendous. Joining us right now is one of the hardest workers we have in this great country. Ladies and gentlemen, Chiefs fan is up next.
Yo, what up, Jake? They put me on the night shift. That's why I haven't been on that many shows.
Chiefs fan, you're on the night shift? Also, mute me on whatever I'm on. I hear an echo.
Oh, hold on. I don't have you in the back. Let me rejoin. Hold on.
All right.
I don't know what it is. Let me double check my headphones. 1 sec.
Hello. All right. Chiefs fan. Chiefs fan. Chiefs fan. We'll come back to you, Chiefs fan. Tom writes in, I'm anxiously awaiting my Charles Gorman tank and hoodie. Well, Tom, I look forward to that arriving for you. I'd love to see you wear it, but you never call in. Unless you wear the tank to the event on the 17th, if you're coming. Also, I apologize, M. Lopez. I don't think I got to the super chat. I must have missed this. If I already read it, then great. If not, I want to make sure I read it because you sent it in. O-line this year, better. Only real chance we had with AR without injury. We don't keep Pick or get Olu or Mike Will. This might be fate our year. This roster, to your point, is objectively much better than it was a year ago. And it was a good enough team to be a playoff team last year with the defense and special teams. It turns out they were not as good as we thought last year due to Lazard, injuries, Becton and Dwayne Brown being complete busts. A lot of things happened. We understand that. It wasn't just Aaron getting hurt. That exposed a lot. This team still won 7 games. Their ceiling was not deep playoff. I think their ceiling was you're probably a wild card team. Maybe you win 1 game. I think the ceiling for this team is they can win it all. That's the difference. The roster is much more complete, much more better depth-wise. Completely different. Tom writes in, I own no clothes, so I need the tank and the hoodie first before I call. Tremendous, Tom. Tremendous. I'm happy for you. Ladies and gentlemen, as we await the return of Chiefs fan, we check in right now with someone who needs no introduction. Yet, he has 10 of them.
Well, you know, I have my own YouTube show. If I'm awake, I'm going live. Ballistic has a show. Bobby.
Good morning. Good afternoon, Jake. How you doing?
Afternoon, Bob.
Good. I think the Jets are going to be good this year. Alan Lazar might be good this year.
I wouldn't go that far. He did have a good practice today, though, so that's good.
Well,
that's nice.
Practice. What do they always say? Practice makes perfect.
They do say that.
Yeah, I slept good last night. Went to bed early. Got up at like 10 o'clock this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I slept great. And then this is my 3rd red shirt. Don't think I'm wearing the same. I got 3 red shirts.
Good. Happy to hear that.
Yeah.
You're going to have a new shirt coming soon.
Yeah. No mention of that today at all. Mentioned it all week.
Well, the sale is over.
I know, but you didn't say how much sold.
I think the final number, not including the one I bought, was like 9 or 10.
Oh, 9 or 10. Okay. All right. Just asking.
Yeah. You're making a lot of demands.
I am not. I just asked a simple question.
Sounds like you're making a long list of demands.
I just asked one question. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ryan says, does Bobby work? Yeah. Have you seen the Bobby Show? It never ends.
Yeah. Ryan, I think, couldn't get back to work, my other job. So I'm working full-time on YouTube, and I get paid SSDI from my back. Okay. If you want to know personal information. Okay. There you go.
Take that.
I didn't even know the guy, and he asks that question. Do you work?
Now you know how we all feel when you ask us personal questions.
I know, but I'm just asking you. I know, but I'm just asking you how much sold. I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned it all throughout 3 or 4 days. I'm just curious.
Right. Well, that was because it was a flash sale to celebrate the merch store.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So, I know where you were sitting at the Yankee game yesterday.
Do you? Where?
You were on the first base side, right?
I was not.
How do you take a picture of Aaron Judge and Pete Alonso then?
Because I happened to walk over there at a certain point during the game.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, you're tricky.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to give away my location to you.
Why not?
I don't need you stalking me.
Why? I'm going to see you August 17th.
Yeah,
Okay,
but that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Oh, thanks a lot. I'm going to stalk you. Thank you very much. I might not even show up August 17th.
No, you'll be there.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you will. Come on.
Like you won't go up to Scott's thing. Scott wants you up there, but oh no, we gotta have security. No,
Oh, I can't go up to Scott's thing unless we figure out where the robber is.
I can't go August 17th because you think I'm a stalker. Sorry.
No. Well, that's too bad, Bobby. I know everyone was really excited to see you.
Okay, well, have a good day.
All right, you too.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, you're crazy, man.
You're nuts. You're sick.
I'm sick in the head, of course. I was born in New York.
Yeah. What's on the Bobby Show today? Anything good?
No, I'm still going. I'm still going August 17th.
I figured. I'll see you there.
All right. Yep. Well, we're going to try to talk Jets. I tried to talk Jets. We got into different conversations. So.
Yeah.
Mostly Jets now, like you guys do it. Yeah. Everybody likes talking Jets. Why not?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
boxing, though. At least boxing.
It's football season, Bobby.
I know, but people like to talk boxing. They trick me sometimes. They talk about different sports and then throw the boxing in there. They cover it. Like, where's your friend? Chiefs fan.
He's back. I'll go to him soon.
Okay, I'll leave so you can put him on.
All right. See you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Come on.
What?
Okay, you want me to go? Okay, I'll go.
All right, bye-bye.
Oh, you know I like the Yankees and the Jets. Can't believe Jake and Rodgers met. I'm more than just a hat on Bobby.
What a call by Bobby Midnight. Ladies and gentlemen, some super chats to get caught up on here. But first, it is truly an honor and really a privilege to send Ian 16, who might actually only be 16, to the hole for being an absolute butthole. We'll see you later, Ian 16.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
All right, some super chats here. Dre writes in, Gary, you should honor your commitments and the CBA should allow for reopening negotiations in these situations, all I'm saying. Well, yeah, but that's what's happening here, Dre, right? The Jets could redo Reddick's contract. They're negotiating. They were, right? It got leaked out. The Jets made an offer to Reddick after they acquired him. He's not going to play on his current deal. They're going to do something with his deal. Dan writes in, speaking of Becton, a lot came up today. Yeah, for those who maybe weren't on Twitter, Eagles had a practice today too, and Mekhi Becton apparently threw up on the field like 4 times. Welcome to training camp, Becton. Whizzing in Bix with a super chat. I'm a little frustrated at Gorman not identifying the closest superhero to Aaron Rodgers being Flash Gordon. How much for Matt to put him on a stick? I think it's Bobby who would have to put Gorman on a stick. O'Leary's head was the one that was on, or his butt was on a stick. I think you're confusing the two. Now, as far as Charles Gorman not giving us that answer to the Rodgers question, I'm with you. I would like to get his answer. La Greatness with a super chat. Your dream playoff and Super Bowl matchup for the Jets. Mine's with a wild card against Buffalo, then Houston, then Cincinnati, and then Super Bowl, the Packers or Lions. Do not care who they play as long as they win. That's how I look at it. I don't care what my dream matchup is, whoever they beat in the Super Bowl. So I don't have it in me. Would it be a little sweeter if they beat the Packers, I guess, for Aaron? Yeah, that'd be awesome. Be the ultimate FU to everyone. But I don't hate the Packers, so I don't know. I'll tell you what, I'd like to see the Jets play a team that's won a lot in the Super Bowl, so then America would root for the Jets. Like if the Jets played the Lions, the country would be split. Or they couldn't play the Browns. But you get my point. Like Jets Cowboys in the Super Bowl. America's rooting for the Jets. Dre says, how about those Mets? Great win for you guys. Disgusting loss for the Yankees. 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. J.D. Davis batting cleanup behind the best hitter in the world. Enough said. Unreal. Purple Belt Mike says, how do the Jets look? You'll find out when Robbie Sabo joins the show today at 4:30 Eastern. Dun, dun, dun. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is someone who believes to have fixed his audio issues. One of the hardest workers we have, a part of this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Chiefs fan. Hello, Chiefs fan.
Oh, does it sound better now, Jake?
I would say just don't hold the mic that close to your mouth.
Okay, my bad.
Just talk normal. Yep, there you go.
I'm using my old headphones from 2 years ago. Like during COVID season, Amazon had a shit ton of headphones on sale, and they were $1 here, $1 here, $1 there. So I had like 10 pairs of headphones that I've never opened that I have in a box over there. I'm thinking if Brady can get an MVP at 44 years old, Rodgers can.
I think he could. Yeah, I mean, look, like Brady's proved it's possible to still play at an MVP level in your 40s. Like, and Favre had a great year at age 40. Breeze had a couple good years after his 40th birthday. Like, it's unprecedented for quarterbacks to be good into their 40s, unless you're one of the all-time greats, like those guys are.
Mm-hmm. And then he beat my team in the Super Bowl that year. So yeah, our O-line sucked. But if Brady can do it, Rodgers can do it. And the only reason
I think so.
And the only reason why everyone's just hating on your team is the political opinions at this point. Like, come on, like, find a new reason to hate a team. Don't hate someone because of the political views. I know it's election season. Everyone's going to go at each other's neck, but come on now.
Yeah, look, I mean, at the end of the day, if they keep him healthy, I just don't see the scenario where he's not playing at a very high level. Maybe he's not the MVP of the league. Maybe he's not your guy, Mahomes, but I think he's still capable of being a top 10 quarterback in the league.
I want my Chiefs to three-peat, but if it's any other team coming out of the AFC, it's probably going to be you guys. I don't want Cincinnati. We don't want any East teams. We don't want any other West teams. AFC South, I'll support the Texans if they go to the Super Bowl. But, like, it's just to bring back of your defense is really good. And if Mark Sanchez could have finished the job, you guys wouldn't be here with this conversation. So it's like the remnants of the defense in those 2010 season when you guys went.
Chiefs fan, what's the deal with the night shift? Where is the night shift right now? You haven't told us.
Denny's.
So we're back at Denny's.
Yes.
In the same role previously?
Yes. I was coached into doing the night shift because they lured me in with as much iced coffee as I want. So I literally make my own iced coffee. I get a coffee mug, put some ice in it, and put some coffee in it, the old-fashioned way.
You got to get a Jake Asman coffee mug.
Oh, they won't allow outside mugs in the work. But yeah, I should get.
No, you got to get one for your home. You drink coffee during the day, I'm sure, at some point.
Yeah. I actually have one of those $40 things. You can put soup in there. It can stay hot all day. You can put ice cream in there. It could be cold all day. I have one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You could put water in there that's cold, and it'll still be cold 3 days later. That's how good that thing is.
I see.
Yeah. But I'm ready for football season. I know we're 8 days away from preseason, and I'm just ready for it.
Can you smell the football?
I can just smell the wings just awaiting on September the 5th. I can just smell the garlic bread awaiting during the football season when I make garlic bread and wings. I could just smell the Ravens tears that I'm going to be drinking on September the 6th. And I can just smell
what the Rock is cooking.
I hate to say this. That too. I hate to say this, but I can just smell the ass kicking your defense is going to give Brock.
Oh, man. Would you say he's going to be running for his life in the opener?
Whatever Dre said, let's just repeat that. He's going to die.
All right.
I'm ready for football season. It's the only thing that's keeping me sane during this election season. The only issue is election season and football season is going to be on the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to have to mute my television every time a political ad comes in because I'm an independent.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
You're the most independent guy I know.
Depending how the election goes, I might abstain from voting.
You might withstand from voting.
I might just mark everything else and not even mark them.
Would you possibly do a write-in candidate? Maybe Bobby Midnight.
I'll do that just for the show.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Chiefs fan, we covered a lot of ground today. Thank you for the update. We're glad you're back at Denny's.
One last thing before I go. I might only be on once or twice a week because I'm gonna be like the 5-tool player. You want me from 6 to 2, I'll work from 6 to 2. You want me from 7 to 3, I'll work from 7 to 3. You want me from 10 all the way up to 6. I basically agreed. I'm like, yeah. You need me for those hours, it's fine because.
So you're more the utility guy that can kind of plug you in anywhere.
That's I basically said I'm like the 5-tool player now. So like, if you need me for overnight shifts, let me do it because I have not done an overnight shift in years, and I want to get my body back to overnight shifts. And the best part about the overnight shift is, as soon as you get off work, have your breakfast and then go home.
Beautiful. Little grand slam at Denny's?
Yes, a grand slam.
All right. Well, Chiefs fan, welcome back to Denny's. We're excited for you, and we look forward to your calls.
Yep. See you.
All right. Farewell to Chiefs fan. One of the all-time greats, folks. One of the greats. Coops writes in, send me some headphones, Chiefs fan, preferably worn. Love it. Love that. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls right now. JT and then Phil are our next two. Hello, JT.
Yo, how you doing? I'm actually about to reconnect on my PC. I'm in my basement. Can you come back to me?
We'll come back to you, JT. Thank you. All right, let's go to Phil. Hello, Phil. What do you got for us? Phil, unmute your mic. / maybe realize you're on the air. Phil. Play caller. Okay, let's see. Hold on. I got to zoom in, Phil. Hold that up. Can't talk at work, but this quote is for Gary. What is it? What's the something braid? I can't say what. The braids. What's up with the? I can't read that. It's a Kendrick Lamar quote. Can someone read that in the chat for me? LOL. Thanks, my guy Jake. Thank you. Someone. I can't read his handwriting. I'm sorry. Hold on, Phil. Someone in the chat will interpret. What is it? The braids? All right. Phil, thank you. I think we got it. I think. Was that English? Maybe a comma was missing or something? Colon? All right. Dave says, Phil, if you can't speak, why call it? Dave, you new to the show? Whizzing Biggs writes in with a super chat. Does the shop ship internationally? Last super chat, I asked to see Bobby put Matt on a stick, so thought parity and fairness needed. No confusion yet. No, Bobby wanted to put Matt O'Leary's butt on a stick. Now, yes, the shop does ship internationally. We have had orders going to Australia and Israel, to name a few. Also, we just received another order here. Ladies and gentlemen, a big shout out to Zach A., who ordered something. My brother ordered a mug, or a pint glass, I mean. There you go. Attaboy, Zach. All right. Let's continue here. Ladies and gentlemen, JT is back. Hello, JT.
Yo, Jake, my bad, man. Thank you for taking me back again. Yeah, I was.
No, you're good. You're already better than our last call because you actually could talk. So that's
Dude,
good.
I was gonna say I don't know how to follow that up, man, with the with just a quote written on paper and chicken scratch. But Jake, come on. Let's get a JETS, Jets. This season is starting with the practice today, man. I am so hyped. I just want to bring the energy and bring the hype in here, man. That's all, because I cannot believe football is finally freaking back, man. Holy. What do you think about the stickers, kid?
So far, so good. I mean, I saw he had another pick today. I mean, he is better than a typical rookie because he was the rookie of the year amongst professionals in the CFL. He tested really well, probably better than where he was picked. It's just unknown because he hasn't played, but the talent's there. And the Jets have a good defensive coaching staff. Their secondary coach is interviewed for DC jobs. Like, he's in a good spot to find success. If he's going to be a good player, he has a very good chance to find himself with this team.
Yeah, I agree. And I think hopefully we can groom him up enough to be that replacement for DJ Reed, because obviously we're probably not going to extend him. We're going to need another cornerback. So I'm hoping he can step into that spot like he just proved himself this year. I'm not going to get too hype over a pick over Andrew Peasley or whatever his name is. But, like, if this kid continues to show in camp, man, the sky's the limit for this kid.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think at the end of the day, what you're hoping to see is just improvement. And basically you're hoping to see like some of the standouts and OTAs that were rookies like Stiggers and Braylon Allen, for example, that it carries over now to training camp. Now the pads aren't on yet today. They were in shorts.
Yeah.
Like
when did the pads come on?
Saturday. Yeah, I think Saturday is the first full pad practice. So that'll be interesting. I'll be there on Saturday. Yep.
Oh, sick. I'll get to meet you. I'm actually going to be there as well. I'm going with my dad, who's a Niners fan, but Jets fan secondary because his father was a Jets fan growing up. And then I'm also going with my friend who's an Eagles fan, but roots for the Jets secondary. So it's going to be interesting, but they're all going to be wearing Jets shit.
Love it.
Jets stuff. Whoopsies.
It's all good. I'll see you out there, Jay.
Oh, yeah, man. You have a great one.
You too. Good call by Jay. We could hear him. Things you love to see. Sarah writes in, as Maniacs, I'm off to get lunch. Adios from H-Town. Sarah, what's the temperature in Houston today? 110? 115? Hope you're well. Dave writes in, Jake, I've seen nutty things on calls, but Phil's was a topper with the notepad and silence. It was unique. It was different, Dave, but I don't know. I've seen some things doing this show, man. That doesn't even crack like the top 100 most insane moments of things that have happened on the show. You know? I once had a guy call in and chase a duck around a park.
All right, more calls right now. Scott is on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline. Hello, Scott.
Hey, what's up, brother? I'm at a park right now, and I want to ask people if there are any Jet fans out here. But
are you in New York?
Yeah, it's in Saratoga Springs, which is like about 30 minutes north of Albany. You go right down the highway, easy drive. But yeah, it's really nice here. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Maybe we have a Jet fan. Hey, come back here. Are you a Jet fan?
Oh my God.
No, you are Affleck. See, and maybe you are. I guess not. Probably not. Hey, you this follows Bobby Midnight. This is Jet talk here. Hey. I'll probably get in trouble, you know. So yeah, send Allen to the hole. Get that clown in there. And you know what? Put him.
Oh, we lost Scott. Man. I don't know what to say. I've seen some things doing this show. All right. That's just one example. All right. I've also had a guy fall asleep on the air many times, too. His name is V-Man. Where you at, V-Man? Where you been? Where have you been? Ladies and gentlemen, some merch store orders are flying off the shelves. Shout out to Jay Lepselter, who's always in the chat. Jay just ordered a Jake Asman Show baby short sleeve onesie. A baby Asmaniac will be rocking that onesie. We also received a new order from Steve M. Thank you, Steve. Nice job with the t-shirt. If you're tuned in late, reminder, I'm giving away free merch, any hat of your choice. If you're randomly selected, the way to enter the contest is simply by following me on my Twitter account and my Instagram account. It's at Jake Asman, at Jake Asman Show. I'm also on my personal Instagram, at Jake Asman. So the more accounts you follow, you can get your name in there up to 4 times in a random name generator. Do it for another 24 hours, and then I'll pick some winners. Rodgers is speaking right now, by the way. So I'll stay on. I was going to wrap up here, but in case he says something notable, I'll read some of his quotes here, and we're going to have full reaction with Sabo, who's at practice, was at the practice, now at the media availability. Later today, that's at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. But these are just some quotes from Aaron, who's talking now. This is from Zach Rosenblatt's Twitter account. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets being a Super Bowl contender, quote, there are 8 to 12 teams that could do it. We're one of the 8 to 12. I would agree with him. Aaron Rodgers says he's around 95%. The last 5% of being 100% is just the mental part. So physically, he's 100%. And for him, the last 5%. By the way, the hat he's wearing is fire with the alternate logo, the black athletic fit tee with the Jet logo, too. That's nice. Rodgers on the goal for the Jets. Super Bowl. Duh. That's all I'm seeing so far. I'm sure it'll be a lengthy press conference. All right. Let's see. By the way, I'll show what Rodgers is wearing for those who can't see it yet. This is the hat I'm talking about. I think it looks cool. And the shirt is awesome, too. Also, maybe something people care about, maybe something you don't. The Jets did update the practice jersey font numbers. Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson. He has the talent and ability to be the best wide receiver in the league. I would agree with that. If he stays healthy, he will be in that top 5 conversation by the end of the year. Can we show this Rodgers press conference? Maybe we can. I think we can. Let's try this. I'm going to need you guys to work with me here because we're working on the fly here. You tell me if you could hear Rodgers when I put it up. All right? Because that's going to be the key to this. Can you hear Aaron Rodgers when I do this? You can't hear him. Well, he is a handsome fella. We're not just going to stare at a guy we can't hear. So hold on. Let's go Rodgers training camp presser. All right. Now let me put it up. Let's see if you guys can hear Aaron. Hold on. All right. Can you guys hear this? Yay or nay? Can people hear Aaron? No. All right. Hold on. This is why you don't produce on the fly like this, folks. I hear him in my headset, but you guys don't hear him. That sucks. Hold on. Let me see if there's anything I can do to try and solve this issue.
Stand by. Nope. Now, I screwed myself up so bad. I hear Aaron in my ear, but now I don't know where the window browser is where he's talking from. I have no idea where he's talking from. Where is this coming from? Hold on. All right. There we go. All right. I tried it. I'll work on that in case we ever need to take press conferences live. But Aaron's speaking now, so we'll cover that with Sabo. All right. JJ the Jet Plane says, what the hell? I'm a channel member again. How? Someone gifted you a membership, JJ. No one's gifted any memberships during this show. It's been a silent show. But someone yesterday or maybe the day before, whenever you got the alert, they paid it forward. Tom writes in, have Bobby listen to it and say what Rodgers said word for word. Yeah, that I don't think is going to work. But I like the idea. Ryan says, where has Ricky been? Ricky has said he will not call until he gets to the bottom of why his Wi-Fi gives him trouble. You almost respect it. But I do miss his calls. Carly writes in, my membership expired today. Wow. Cold world out there, folks. Director of Merch Store Operations. Hawk roasting Carly says, Carly's been begging all show and it's crickets out here. Shadow Realm has just come through with the Rodgers logo I'm talking about. One channel membership has been gifted. Who got it? Uh-oh. Ladies and gentlemen, Elton B received the channel membership. Elton B. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to gift someone a channel membership myself. It'll be funny if Carly's the one who does not get it. Let me pull it up. Stand by. Stand by. Someone already maybe beat me to it. A 5 spot. There it is. A 5 spot coming in from green and white pinstripes. Let's see. Jerome Bolden receiving a membership. Clancy NY Jets. What's up, Clancy? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Devin Robinson, Zach Miller, RB Gamer, all receiving a channel membership. Dre writes in. Oh, he doesn't write in. Uh-oh, Dre. Oh, baby. Trying to be a hero. A 1 spot. Yeah. Dre's membership went to Kaio. All right. Carly, who built my merch store, still can't get a membership. Cruel. Ladies and gentlemen, time to super chat. Or not super chat. I can't speak. I'm so tired. Time to member. I did morning drive yesterday on the radio and then went to the Yankee game, so I'm shot. Let's go. Membership. We're gifting it. Let's see who's going to get it. Here we go. 1 channel membership purchased by your boy. And it went to Big Bird, King Lowski's arch nemesis. How about it? Big Bird. Getting one before Carly. Wow.
Hi, Carly. First time I talked to you, you're a very nice lady. Where are you from, New York? Hi, Carly.
That's wild. All right. Sam with a super chat. Rodgers talking about Malachi. At what level do you see rookies contributing? I think he's going to contribute right away, Sam. I'm going to have to go. I'm going to watch the Rodgers presser back when we get off here before Robbie's on at 4. We'll cover what Rodgers said. We'll cover practice. King Lowski, I'd love to read your comment, but family show, but just know I do see it. I know you're not happy. Big Bird did write in your face, Lowski. See, as much as I love people getting channel memberships, I do think as the creator of the channel, I should be allowed to pick who gets the memberships, right? I understand YouTube does the algorithm based on who likes the video, like the video if you haven't, based on who watches the most, comments, etc. I understand that. There's a reason for that. I get it. But don't you think I should be allowed to pick who gets the membership I want to gift? Doesn't that make sense? I don't know. What do I know? Ladies and gentlemen, Dre Day has dropped a channel membership for the people. Oh, my God. Let's see who got it. Dre Day's channel membership went to TH3 Entertainment. How about it? All right, we also got another 5 spot coming in here. Wow. All of a sudden, Sam Akin is making it rain. Folks, let's go. At the buzzer, these channel members are flowing in.
Money, 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 money.
All right, if you hear your name called, you are a channel member courtesy of Sam, Ryan to Catch, Vinny C, Ethan Hunt. Great name. Shout out to Tom Cruise. Known, Edward Perez. All channel members. Wow. Carly can't get one. That is funny. All right. We'll stay on a little while longer. Got a couple calls left. LaGreatness is on the line. Hello, LaGreatness.
What's up, Jake?
What's up, man?
What's up, man? It's I've been a long time viewer, so I'm really glad to join the show.
This is your first time calling?
Yeah, I'm from California, man. So it's not too many Jet fans here. So yeah, I think I did see you in the Vegas game.
You do look a little familiar, man. Did you come to Circa to the meetup?
But I came a bunch of Jet fans, and I think I saw you. But yeah, I don't know you, but yeah, you had a big circle around you, so I didn't want to interrupt you. I didn't want to,
You should have. If I see you this year, say hello.
Yeah. My question was, I don't really get the frustration about the Reddick deal. So I'm like, he's gonna play this year. The more time he doesn't want to play. So, if he's unhappy, he'll be a free agent next year. So I get, not getting Huff and stuff. People are mad about that, but I mean, these big contracts are coming really time soon. The 2022 class. So you're gonna have to sign Johnson. So you have to be. Well, Douglas has to be really careful with his money and where he puts it, because a couple of years from now, we're gonna have to sign Sauce and Brees Hall, and we're not gonna have any money. So maybe when Rodgers is gone, we'll have money, get a rookie quarterback in here. That's the only way I see us really spending is with a rookie quarterback.
Like I think when it comes to their finances beyond this year, they have the flexibility to sign their guys. Because remember, all the dead cap they have this year comes off the books. So to me, the reason why they don't want to give Reddick a long-term deal is because of his age more than anything. I think they'd be comfortable maybe doing one additional year, but I don't think they want to do like a 3 or 4 year extension.
Yeah, because Huff, he had a good season, and I see how they were trying to replace him with Reddick for just a 1 year deal. Because you're gonna have to, if you're not gonna, sign Jermaine Johnson to that big edge rusher contract, you're gonna at least trade him, get something for him. But yeah, so if he's gonna lose money if he doesn't go to practice or training camp, I know we did trade him a lot, but it's really wasn't this a trade? Like with he got traded, but there was like some if he doesn't play the certain amount of snaps, was that in the contract, or I low-key forgot?
You're talking about Reddick, right? Yeah, it could turn into a higher pick based on playing time, which, given how the Jets use their edge rushers, he won't hit. So the Jets also look at it too. LaGreatness, great call, man. Call back, man. Good first call. They look at it like this: they can get a comp pick for Reddick and basically get him for free, and the comp pick would be in 2025, a year before 2026. Actually, no. Excuse me. That comp pick would be the same year as the third they gave up. So they basically would have got Reddick for free. That's how they look at it. If he has a great year, I think they'd be happy to pay him. But I think they want him at their price. Dre Day has just dropped 1 channel membership. Love it. Love it. Hawk is just cruel. Bring Carly on to read the names of who got a membership in front of her. We won't do that. But Dre Day's channel membership did go to Duncan McLean. Congratulations. Also, look, Big Bird got a membership that I gifted him. You have to respect his troll ability. He's using the Lowski emoji to troll King Lowski. Also, Gator, I see that you did drop the Rodgers presser. I don't want to air it, though, because if I go full screen, then the YouTube might flag it. It'd be better if it was a screen share, so I can't play it. But I appreciate you grabbing that. Don't even worry about part 2. It's not worth it. We'll have to test it out. I'm going to have to figure out a way to do a screen share of a YouTube video and be able to hear sound. We'll work on that, though. Nate has gifted a channel membership. This is just funny at this point. I got to stay out until we see how many we can get. He's gifted 1 channel membership to Adrian Flores. Adrian, congratulations. Basically, if your name is not Carly, you have a chance to get a channel membership. All right. One last call potentially here. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is a guy who just gifted our most recent channel membership. Nate, parentheses Nate. Hello, Nate. I wanted to super chat, but I'm broke. Now that's funny. Oh, there's more. Here we go. Full screen. Pick 2 to make the roster out of these 4. Izzy, Cohen, Baldwin, Brownlee. Put it up on the screen again. All right. Izzy makes the team. Brownlee makes the team. Final answer. Thanks for the time, Jake. See you Saturday. Nate, parentheses Nate, everybody. Go Jets, go Mets. There you go. Now that's how it's done. Dorian H with a super chat. Or I can't speak. Dorian H with a channel membership. Yeah. Bang! It went to sorry, not sorry. Carly, make sure you have gift receipts turned on. That could be the only thing I'm thinking of. K Brock with a super chat for being a channel member. You get a free super chat every month if you're a channel member. Thanks for everything you do, Jake. Let's go Jets. 12-5 division title coming. Where do I sign, man? Ladies and gentlemen, Mother Effin' Chew is in on the membership gifting. Bang! Bang! Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Lustbader is the recipient of the membership. Tremendous. Big Bird is now calling Carly cheap, saying you could just pay $5. I'll send you a Venmo. Oh, big news. Order 54 just shipped in the merch store. It's headed to Neil in Garden City. I don't know if Neil's watching right now, but as a thank you for Neil's greatness in the Joe Tippmann interview, I'm sending Neil a Jake Asman Show polo. It's on the way, Neil. Bobby Midnight says, Big Bird, shut your beak. Okay, boy. Now we got Bobby in on this. Ugh. Unreal. Unreal. J Quest says, Bobby versus Big Bird, the fight we all wanted. Also, before we get out of here, some basketball news that I don't think we should be surprised, but nonetheless, it is news. The Knicks and Tom Thibodeau have agreed to a 3-year contract that will take them through 27-28. Obviously, no-brainer. Tibbs has done a tremendous job. You can make a case he's the best coach in New York sports right now. So, Knicks offseason is basically complete. You knew this was coming. They were never going to let Tibbs be a lame duck. You get to well-deserved raise. They got OG back. Brunson did the most incredible thing a basketball player has maybe ever done in New York with the sacrifice he made. This team is ready to roll. Someone says I missed their super chat. Oh, Ryan, I apologize. This is the best Jets community. I love you guys. JETS. I agree. I'll give you a Jet chant. Carly says, I hope Big Bird and Oscar are coming on the 17th. We're going to get every Sesame Street character there. Big Bird firing at Bobby now. Bobby, would you like to call in to respond to Big Bird before we wrap? I like Bobby, but he is a simp. Interesting. It's a little too far there, Big Bird. Watch yourself. How do we know Big Bird is not South Ass? J-Quest makes a great point. Dre Day writes in, it must be real beef if Bobby's typing. Great point. Great point. Dude, someone else just get the membership? I'll give one more. But first, a question from Jason that is important. Are there tickets for the East Hanover event at Don Jose or just show up? There's not tickets, but we are asking people to please RSVP because it is a limited venue, size-wise, right? It's a family-owned restaurant. We can't have 400 people there. So we have 50 spots open. I think about 25 have been RSVP'd so far. So if you do want to go and hang out with us at that meetup that night, that's the way to do it. Link is in the description, Jason. I'll even make it super easy for you. I will put it in the live chat right now. This is for once again, the Jersey meetup. This is not the meetup for the Jet Panther game in Midtown Manhattan at T-Squared. This is at Don Jose. There's two separate things going on. All right. Let's see. Gifted a membership. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, a membership has been gifted. I got it. Bang. Let's go. There we go. All right. Boom. You're welcome, Carly. I'm a great boss. We got her the membership at the buzzer. Let's go. That's awesome. And she's already using the emoji. I love it. I love it. Boom. That's funny. What are the odds? Jeff Lev is saying it's a setup. I won't lie to you. It does feel that way. It feels as though Carly just put on her gift receipts now. But she claims she didn't. She's a trustworthy person. That's funny. All right. Let's end on a high note. There was one other comment that I saw that was relative here. Hold on. Big Bird apparently has been to Don Jose. He says it's great. It's good to know. Someone had a question or something that was worthy reading, and I feel bad I missed it. But I digress. Anyway, thank you all for your support. Glad we got Carly a membership at the buzzer here. You can honor her excellent work by checking out the merch store that she helped me build at jakeasman.com. So check that out. If you ordered merch, trust me, it's coming. I mean, I haven't even gotten everything I ordered, and I ordered it before any of you. It's my store. But my mug came yesterday, so I'm proudly using it today. Thank you again to everyone for their support. Join the Patreon if you want a discount on that merch. We're back 4:30 Eastern is the time for Robbie Sabo. He was at practice today. He'll give you everything he saw. I think Robbie is as good at breaking down practice and practice observations as anyone on the beat. So we're thrilled that we got him later today to recap day one. Thank you all for the support. Once again, my name is Jake Asman. This has been the Jake Asman Show. You know that. Talk to you guys soon. Go Jets. And I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon.
High formation, Carter the I-back. Rodgers under center, drops back, lobs one, front left pylon. It is caught. Garrett Wilson. It's a Jet touchdown. Aaron Rodgers slips a magical throw to Garrett Wilson, and the Jets are on the board.